Part 9b, List of Processing Procedures / Data Protection Impact Assessment, lower part. Under Software Used, you select from the software overview the software that is used in the context of this processing. This is maintained in the menu item Software. In the next area, the categories of recipients who have access to the data or work with the data are listed. The list shall also indicate whether all or part of the data is accessible and why recipients need access to the data. The categories of recipients are automatically transferred to the column headers of the following table. In the rows you will find the categories of processed data and below the documents and databases that are created or edited as part of the processing. This information has previously been entered by you in the upper part of this form. This table serves to simplify the documentation of the access authorizations of the recipients of the data. The completion help for the access permissions can be found above the column headers with the recipients. The permissions always consist of two specifications. In the first column you specify which editing rights the recipients have, and in the second column, whether this applies only to your own data, data of an assigned area, or also to the data of others. The next two sections deal with order processing. If there is a processor within the EU, then the tick for processors must be set in the first section. In the table, the processor or processors could be selected. In column C, an icon is displayed for each processor, indicating whether a contract for order processing or joint processing has been concluded, is missing or not necessary. The data of the processors are maintained in the menu item Master Data Maintenance Contractor. If a contractor in a third country, that means in a country outside of the European Union, is commissioned or has been commissioned with the processing of the personal data resulting from this processing, or can have access to this data, the hacking must be selected in the second section. The structure is the same as for the documentation of the processors. The maintenance of the master data of the contractors takes place in the menu item Master Data Maintenance Contractor / third countries. The next section documents where the data and where the documents are stored. The storage and storage locations are maintained in the menu item Storage Location / Processing Software. In the next section, it is determined how long the data must be kept, or when it is to be deleted. To the right of the area, you will find the button, Retention Periods. If you press this, you switch to a list in which you can look up retention periods. In the next area, the result of the threshold analysis for data protection impact assessment is displayed. The threshold analysis is described more deeply in Part 9d. The form must be created, maintained, and approved by the responsible body. In addition, it must be checked by the contact person for data protection and released from a data protection point of view. The contact person for data protection has the possibility to enter a comment in a comment field. At the end of the form, the time of the last update is recorded and thus the date for the next update is determined. End Part 9b lower area.